Hello everyone! Welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I'm going to have a packed video today. Not only am I going to do all of this is the split unicorn. These are all orders, partial orders. Like I'm doing partial of everybody here today because most people want that cross. I can't make that cross every day because it takes up the whole pressure pot. So I get done like one per week. So if you're on the cross list, you're talking possibly 2 months. I don't know. It could take a while. Anyway, I'm trying to get all the other stuff done. And I needed the pressure pot for a couple of them, which is this one, the unicorn, which is going to be in sapphire blue. I'm not going to use a pressure pot for this. This is that perpetual calendar in the tree form, but that one can sit on the table. Then I need another couple of sets of these. This one's going to be clear. I have a couple sets of clear coming up. I also have a set of all different colors. These are the little snowmen, icicles. Since I was using the pressure pot, I'm going to pour this one that Denise sent me. And I'm just going to do this one non-fancy, just in clear. When I make my own mold of it, then I will get fancy. So I'm going to do this one in order to get my casting perfect. Then I can make as many as I need to make. So we'll make a mold out of this casting. And then I will go ahead and start painting all the details. But we're just going to do clear in these. And then when the table is cleared for the pressure pot, I need to do two. She's been waiting a while too. I need to do 2 trays. This is the round druzy tray from Molds and Shapes. This is the square druzy tray from Molds and Shapes. So I'm going to be putting these 2 on my table. And we're going to be pouring those today as well. So a massive amount of projects to do today. I'm not going to brush. I pulled this out for a different purpose and I don't need it. This is going to be the Hunter Green by Rolio. I'm going to do the trays in the octopus inks. One is going to be pink. One is going to be blue. So I have no clue how much I'm going to do. I'm just going to mix up like 16 ounces at a time. I know those trays are 17 each. So we're going to have multiple mixes today. So let me get started, grab my gloves, and grab some resin.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage.
I've got 16 ounces mixed up. This is the tray for the bottom that I broke of the pressure pot. I'm not going to put this through the vacuum chamber yet. I will be putting the actual mold with the unicorn into the vacuum chamber with the resin in because that one is very tricky and I don't think the pressure pot will be enough for that one. So I'm just going to pour this. Oops, there's something in there. Little red thing. Let me get that out. And I don't see any kind of, I mean, there's obviously a ton of bubbles in here, but I don't see anything trapped that's not gonna go away under pressure. I'm doing this, I need to put strategically a snowman here, so I need to pour a snowman next. And I do want to spritz down in these little tiny scarves is the problem area. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there, get it down into the scarf, get the bubble out of the scarf and the nose. Let me grab a dotting tool. I want to make sure, let me just do it on here so I could see what I'm doing. And then the unicorn needs to fit on the bottom. And I'm going to then top everything up while it's in the pressure pot. I think I got that one. And then the nose. There's usually bubbles hanging out in there. Then I will set this aside. I am going to just do that. Let me pour about, I don't know, 3 ounces-ish. What do I have left in here? 12. I think it's about 3 ounces. And then color it sapphire. Let's see what that is. I always like to scrape my sides down so I know the true amount left in the cup. That was too much. That was 4 ounces, but is it going to fit 4? I don't think so. I'm going to try 3 first. And what I'm going to do, I'm already making a huge mess here. This table is going to be a disaster today. I got to put it in that unicorn. Put the unicorn into the vacuum chamber because that unicorn's hair has so many areas for air pockets to go into that the vacuum chamber or the pressure pot cannot squeeze. Need a stick. I'm not prepared. So she wanted it transparent sapphire blue, embellished with silver and rhinestones in the hair. But I do want to make sure we have enough of the blue in here. I'm going to put a few more drops. And then I've already taped it. It's a split mold. So the tape is already on there. So all I need to do, and I am going to spritz it too. This thing is just like a bubble haven in there. It's terrible. And I will kind of manipulate it around, I guess. I wonder if that's enough to do, actually. Just manipulating it? Maybe not. I don't know. Can't squeeze it much because it's split. And then the tape and everything. You know, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to do it without the vacuum chamber since I'm just moving it all the way around. Let's just see what happens. And if I need more, I can make more. I probably do need that extra 1 ounce that I just poured back in. I'm going to need it. So it holds 4 ounces. Let me move this aside for a minute. I don't want to over color anything today. Just because of all the projects, I won't have room for a lot of extras today. So let's mix in a couple more drops of this sapphire. And see what happens. Let's put that pressure pot to the test today. All right, I'm going to fill this one. Oh, am I going to need more? Nothing I can't fill with a little bit of clear when I put it over there. No, actually, that's enough. I don't want it to spill out because it is not exactly a level piece. So I'm going to move this to the vacuum chamber, put the top up these two with the clear, and then I'll pour the other two and the lid for the top shelf that goes on here. Okay, those are topped up. Let's see. Hopefully I have enough here for everything. I do want to poke around this rose and this rim. I should have plenty. I do want to get all those trapped bubbles out of the petals here. As long as they are released from this silicone, they should be good to be squeezed by the pressure. I don't care that they're in there, I just need them loose. That should be good. Now these guys, let's do their little scarves again. And that pressure pot will be full, chock to the brim today. Kind of got to pour plenty into these things to get that down in there to release the bubble that's in there. This one has, see, there it came. This one has 2 areas of scarf. Oh, look at that. There's a piece of glitter that would have ruined the whole thing. And then this one, we will spritz the scarf. We got some left over. Did that come out of the scarf? Whoop, there it is. I don't know if this one has 2 areas or not. Can't tell. Get the nose. And let's hope. Let's hope, hope, hope. Okay. I'm going to put this over in there, top everything up, and see what we have left. I took the 2 ounces that was left and I added 15 more to it because I know these trays take 17. So I wouldn't waste it. The square one, she wanted pink, transparent. So let's do the Octopus Inks in hot pink. What is that on there? Dried ink. Let me get that off. Okay. I want enough so we can make sure we see the pink. That might be good. I didn't count, I just squirted. Now I do need to run this through the vacuum chamber so it can be bubble free as possible. That is probably pink enough. Let me look on a paper towel what it looks like. Well, not really, because it's going to be kind of thin there in the middle of this tray. So I am going to add some more. Check it again. I guess this isn't the perfect color stick to be checking. Well, I think I feel like I need more. Another squirt. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Pop it in the vacuum chamber. And then move it aside. And I'll probably do the tree next just because of space. So I think I'm going to mix up 8 ounces. I don't remember how much that holds. I can't find the paper that went with it. It came in the resin mold box. And I don't know where that paper went. So we're just going to mix up 8 and see what we get.
Glitz and glitter lighting up the night. And in dreams with the shimmer so bright. Rhinestones.
Beautiful and crystal clear. I am going to spritz these edges with these crystals because that's where the bubbles will hang out. That was from my spatula I had laying in there. I think. How do I want to do this? I don't want bubbles to form, so I think I want to like pour it on this flat part and let it flow into the sides. Ever so slowly. I had 17 written on here, so let's hope I was right. Otherwise, I've got a lot of pink left over. Let me push it back to the corner of my table before I fill this all the way up. I mean, it's pretty full already. But I don't want, let me just spritz the top, pop the bubbles. That is beautiful. I see one glimmer of glitter on that mold. I hope I got it. I think I did. All right, what do we got left? I don't think it's gonna fit actually. Well, maybe it will. See, it's more domed on this side than it is on this side. Let me get this up into this corner here. I almost need popsicle sticks on that side, I think. It's not exactly level. Stir sticks, I should say. These are the plastic acrylic ones. That made it better. Let's see if I could fit the rest in. I don't want it coming spilling out all over my table. Pretty much all of it. I'm just going to put it up into these edges over here. And I think I don't want to push it. Let me look from the side view. Actually, I think I could put the rest in. Let me pour it from side view and stop when it's domed. Just those two little popsicle sticks made a world of difference. So it's going to take the whole 17. Cool. So far, I'm doing good. Now, when you scrape like this, you got to be careful. This is where you can incorporate your bubbles. So if you do, make sure you pop them. It's kind of high to be doing a heat gun, but spritzing them with alcohol should be fine. That took the whole thing. Awesome. And I'm just going to spritz the top. That should be perfectly clear. What is that? I don't know. Looks great. I hope she likes that shade of pink. That's the one part she didn't say is the shade. She just said transparent pink and transparent blue. And this is for Marcel. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to clean out my cup so I can use it for the blue here in a few minutes, but I want to mix up that 8 ounces first. Let's try to do this without getting any green into this pink over here. I'm going to put mica in my little cup. This is the Hunter Green by Rolio. Decent amount. Get that dissolved in some alcohol. And then I'm going to add it to the resin. Then we'll debubble that as well. This one tends to get bubbles, but the last one I was pretty good with. It didn't get a ton of bubbles under that one edge. Okay, then I'm just going to add a little bit of the resin to this. Get it stirred in and add it back to the big one for the vacuum chamber. Just get it all mixed in there as good as you can. I was going to use a smaller cup, but I figured why use an 8-ounce cup just to mix the resin, because I'm going to have to split it out anyway into smaller cups for the vacuum chamber. So I just use this one. So I just keep cleaning my cups out all the time until I can't clean them anymore and they're a disaster. Then I get rid of them. All right, let's grab my spatula, get this mixed in, check the color. Hopefully 8 is enough. Otherwise, I will be trying to match this color. It shouldn't be too hard. I didn't like mix 2 in together. That looks great. I will vacuum chamber this off camera and then pour it with you guys. Let's see how we can do here. I'm just going to spritz them because of the lettering on the sides. I Hopefully not too many. Sometimes bubbles get lodged up against the letters. Unfortunately, there is no room in the pressure pot to alleviate that. So hopefully the alcohol just did that for me. I'm going to do the open ones first so I don't have to fight with bubbles. Okay. And then we'll do this one. She didn't want much done to it, just basically the letters and numbers filled in with silver and then December 25th gold. You could see right up underneath that. See how there's bubbles along that edge? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get these all full just to get it out of the pot here. Let me check that star. And then I'll mess around with bubbles. Yes, that one's got bubbles. That should be good, I think. And then I'll mess around with all that up under the ledge. So I'll probably have extra here to do something with. Great. Green. What do I do with green? Okay. Well, I don't have much. Plus, I still have to top them up. So I really won't have much left. Okay, let me grab this little thing that Dawn had. I have one coming from AJ. Has made me a bubble remover. But until I get that, I saw they sent one to Sheila, and I was in love, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I get a hold of them? I want one of those, and then she ended up saying she was sending me one, and I'm like, yay, I'll buy it from you. Like, I really want that thing. So she made it herself, or himself, I don't know, and kind of excited to get that because it just scoops them out. See, I'm working with the pointy thing right now. Don was using this for silicone to make jar molds. And he figured out his own little trick where he didn't need it anymore. That one little bubble right there. This is just one of those little dental tools. I don't even know where we got it from. Couple little bubbles right there. Come on out. There it comes. I got a couple over here. Cool. That one's good. I'm just going to fill it up. I might be using all 8 ounces. Wouldn't that be nice? How does that even happen? And then I'm going to spritz those bubbles, get you out of there. Now this one's got a huge area right here. Let's try to get it all out, especially for an order. I do not like bubbles in orders if I can help it. Sometimes it's unavoidable. That's good. Let's top that one up. Let me grab my little spatula. Perfect. And now this one. I've only got 3 here. See, that's what I'm talking about when I say air pocket. That's not an actual bubble in the resin. So the pressure pot cannot squeeze that out because it's not actually a bubble with sides, if you know what I mean. It's just a pocket of air that's been trapped. And that's what pressure pots cannot fix. I think I got them all. It's so nice you could see through these edges. Perfect. And just fill this one up. And that's it. I have a little bit of green to play with. I think I will play with some marbling. Let me just make sure everything is domed before I use it for something else. That would be terrible. Yeah, I'll put this in a little cup. I've got enough for plenty of the pendants. And I will marble some colors together and see if we could do that. Whoops! Before I mix up my final 17 ounces. Let me just get that out of the way. I pulled out my white opaque dye because I think the green and white will look pretty good. I just transferred this into a smaller cup so I had more control. Cleaned out my mold, and let's get to marbling. Let's see how it goes. Let's do some of these. I always choose the ones that I could put a flat back bail on first. Maybe they'll look like jade when we're done. Let's do, I like these long, narrowish ones, tapered. I'm losing some of my white though. Let's do a couple of these. I always dome this mold because there's virtually no trimming if you do. Let's do some of this. I'll go back and dome them all when I get them all poured. That one might not have much white. I'll do another drip. And do this one. That one might be pretty. Now I'm going to get them domed with a drip at a time. Then if I have any left, I'll do a small one. Whoops, that one didn't need it. And now these. And this one, I only have enough left for a little tiny baby. Let me get this in here though. Maybe not. One tiny little baby one over here. And that's it. Enough to dome it, and it's gone. Okay, I'm going to grab 17 more ounces. For this one, I'm going to use the Lagoon by Octopus Inks. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. Just squirt a decent amount in there. Wipe my fingers off because it's all over them. Mix it in, check it on my paper towel, and go from there. I saw a couple little bubbles as I was stirring this, so I was like multitasking with two hands. One hand was stirring this one because I didn't want to wash my head again, so I just hand mixed it. And then I was pulling bubbles out of those corners that I just looking at on that tree at the same time. Let me see what we got here. Oh, that's really, really light. We're going to go for a little bit more. And that should be good. Just wipe off the top. Seems to get ink on it a lot. And in the cap. Wow, there was a lot in my cap. Okay. I'm just going to mix this up. Vacuum chamber it, of course. And pour the round one. And then we wait, so I'm not going to rush these because I have to wait for the pressure pot anyway. And I usually give that about 7 hours. Then I'll take them out of there. They'll be solid. Sometimes I'll add heat to it on a heat mat for a little while longer, and sometimes they don't need it at all. So I just kind of go case by case on that. So let me get these bubbles out. Okay, so this one has some damage to the front of mine from the way I stored it. So this one's going to definitely need to be coated, but that's just basically pouring a little tiny bit. Oh, I forgot to spritz my sides here. Just pouring an ounce over after the cured piece, so I don't think I'm going to do that on camera because you really won't be able to tell the difference. I hope this one is more level than that one. I don't want to have to be propping it up if I don't. I barely have any more room left on this table. Looking good. Looks pretty level. Yep. And I can, let me go eye level to make sure. Oh yeah, I can fit the rest. Scrape the rest in there carefully. Babysit it for a little while to make sure if any bubbles formed, you could pop them. 17 exact. I did not do too bad at all today. Just a couple of pendants left over. Yay! Sometimes my extras take me longer to finish than anything else. See all those bubbles I just created by scraping? That's what you don't really want. But since we could see them, they should go away as they touch that alcohol I just sprayed. All right, everything looks pretty good. Like I said, it's going to be about 7 hours for that pressure pot, and we'll see where we stand. So check out the comment of the day. Everything is still cooling down a little bit, so before we start unmolding, although I did undo the pendants so I can get the bales on. Look at how gorgeous those came out. They look like jade. Do they? Kind of? Does jade have white in it? I don't remember. I thought it did. I don't know. But regardless, they're really pretty. Okay, I got some mail from Fran at Little Windows. I'm very excited about this. She sent me a few things I didn't even know she was going to send me. And she's also working with me. And we're going to put together a favorites, Michelle's favorites box. I'm not sure what the title's going to be. She's going to put a bunch of my favorite items that she carries together in like a little package. And discount the package, and you can still use my discount code to save another 15% off of that. So I'm still working with her. We'll let you know when that has been chosen. I'm still picking out the products, but she sent me some stuff. She sent me another package of these, 1,000 of them this time. Last time she sent me the smaller package, 1,000 of the tiny pointy swabs, which I do use a lot. I was just using them yesterday. Oh, these are double-sided. I don't remember them being double-sided. I used all the other ones up. So I keep them in my little pen organizer over here. And when I'm cleaning up tiny, tiny little spots, that's what these are good for. So I'm excited. I have 1,000 of them now. I have to move a couple things I just set on top of her stuff. She sent me, these look gorgeous, her 2 new mirror pigments. So you can brush them into the mold or mix them into the resin. We'll have to do a test on them. I have seen her use these and they're gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful for Christmas time too. These are actually mica powders. Don't let the cap fool you. These are mica powders. So they're not pigment paste. It's definitely a powder. And then she sent, which I did not know was coming, this cool thing. So this is your doming tray. It's got these little nubs on here. You would put your piece on top of that you're doming, and then if it drips over, it catches the drips. So this is her large. Maybe she has a small. I don't know. And it shows you doming your pieces. She generally works in the little smaller stuff, the jewelry size pieces and everything. So that's what she was using it for on here. So that is super cool. We will have to use that. I did take everything out of the packages. Trust me, it was packaged beautifully as it always is. Oh, this came with the the little mirror powders. So that's a beautiful little brush I'm going to keep out because I like those tiny little ones for those little areas, kind of like these little areas. That's the brush I would choose for something like that. Okay, she sent me 2 of her newer products. This one came with a piece of 600 grit for wet sanding. Of course, she thinks of everything when she does her products, down to the housings. These housings, you cover up your pieces and the dust won't fly in there. You've got your color brochure for almost everything that she gives you. This is her 3-in-1 heart mold. So she sent me a package to try it and see how I like it. And you can, of course, you've got all the instructions in here. You've got how much resin. So your 3 ways to pour them are your solid heart shapes, or your open heart shapes around the edge, or you make them into a dish and you pour the whole thing. So she tells you how much that you need to mix up if you're doing thin casting, halfway filled, filled to the top. And then it tells you how thick they will be across, how much you'll need for the heart dishes, how much you need for just the open hearts. She thinks of everything, you guys. It's so, I don't ever get rid of these. And she also gives you a template. So you can cut like your films, or maybe like your, what do you call those paint pours that are your skins, your paint skins, if you have paint skins, if you can get a hold of any. But these are the molds. So high quality. I can't tell you enough good things about Fran's business and the quality that she puts into her products. So you can pour just the heart here if you wanted this side. Plus it's transparent. You can do UV resin in them. You could pour just this outer ring if you want just those rings for maybe picture frames, or you can dangle them together, or you would pour this whole entire thing and this is your heart tray. So you get 4 different size hearts in this package. And then your sanding paper if you need it, your brochure, your template, and the housing to cover your project when the resin is wet. So that is another cool package that she has, and she was really wanting me to try these. And this is her newest set of her jumbo hole makers. You get 6 of each one, 12 millimeter, 16 and 20 millimeter holes. But not only that, she utilized the space as usual, as she always does. And she put a little star at the top of each of these. So if you have extra resin, you can pour yourself some stars. You can stack these if you want to. You take some pins, push pins that do not damage them, and you can push pin them together if you need them taller. So many opportunities to make holes. So she's got the small little set that we all have. Maybe we all don't have. I could show you that one in case you're new to resin and you don't know Little Windows. Little-windows.com is her website. And these are her original ones. As you can see, I use these ones all the time because there's resin all over them. And you get a whole bunch of these, and they make holes for jewelry mostly, and these are going to be for your bigger projects. So that is exciting. Thank you so much, Fran. I'm going to be diving into these in various days and check all those out. Okay, where do we begin? I do not know. This one seems pretty cool. Let's do this one. Oh, I didn't even think about going. Did I go around the edge of this one? Well, oh, it didn't matter. Well, I guess it does matter because it was in the pressure pot, but I don't have any holes. So this is a good casting to make my own mold out of. Of course, it's got to fully cure before I do that. It's been, ooh, that is stunning. I did not expect that to be that pretty. Oh my gosh.
How pretty.
Look at this.
Ooh, that's nice.
This is my casting. You're going to make me mold.
I'm not making you mold.
You're making me a mold.
Nope. You got to pay me.
Denise sent me this to cast. Oh my gosh, that is perfect, except I need to leave it flat so it can finish curing. Do you have something to say to them? Let them know that somebody else made it into the dictionary?
Yeah, but that doesn't count because it's already in the real dictionary.
But my name wasn't in there.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, no.
All hail Queen Glitter.
No, 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 no. Okay, let's do this one. Oh! Oh, and it fits the right way. Thank God it doesn't fit that way. Look at that. You're molding me for this tomorrow.
You owe me $1.
I can't wait to make this with colors. I didn't want to make it with colors because I knew you were going to mold it for me. That is so pretty, even in clear, and I don't do clear.
It's adorbs.
No,
oh, wait,
no,
that's
no.
in the Urban Dictionary.
This is more than adorbs. This is gorgeous. I actually kind of want one myself, and I don't keep many things. Okay, let's see.
There's something on that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that.
you want me to spritz it?
No.
Why don't you ever let me spritz nothing?
I hope I don't rip his little scarf out. There we go. He's got his nose. He's got his scarf.
What is it?
Perfect. What do you mean, what is it? It's somebody's order.
I know, but what do you do with it?
Well, you put a pin, a screw pin, and you can use it as an ornament.
Okay.
You don't like? I've
Well-
made dozens of these this past year. I still have to
Ooh,
make...
they're soft.
Yeah, I know. They just took them out of the pressure pot. So they're not 100%, but they're good enough. Please don't rip off or I will be doing it again. I don't know why. I just don't wait.
Why don't you just wait?
I don't know.
You're crazy.
There we go. Number 2. He's got his nose. He's got everything. Don ditched me. How do you ditch somebody in the middle of demolding stuff? I don't get that part. Let's try for 3 and hope his little scarf comes out in one piece. Yes, it did. Yay. They're perfect. Absolutely flawless. That pressure pot is amazing. I need to keep these out. I have 6 on order, all in different colors, so that'll be fun to see them in colors for a change and not just clear. I just dropped them. Okay, let's see. What shall we do? So far, I think this is my favorite. It's so pretty. Let me move this out of the way. And these are probably the safest to come out. So I'm just going to flip them over and pull them out this way. And there is that horrible mark on my mold all the way across it. But that's okay. It will disappear. Let me see. I'll get a white behind here so you can see the gorgeous color of that tray and the sparkle of those edges. It is so pretty. I just have to fill it with resin, which I'll do off camera. That's not a big deal. It's just dumping like an ounce of resin, let it cure, and I will do it overnight. I don't want to use the heat mat or anything and make it bubble when I'm not looking. Let's get this one out. Perfect. And I may need to go over this one as well. I got one piece of glitter in there. I thought I got that little thing out. So I will dig that out and probably pour that too. Look at that pink and the sparkle of the edge. You could put anything on the inside of a tray like this. It is so pretty. I love Molds and Shapes molds. They do an amazing job. Their quality is different than everybody else's. I don't know what they do different, but they have a pretty unique mold that they put out. All right, let's see. Shall we try these? This one's the safest. This is the base. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, I don't see any bubbles around the letters. That's yay. That's yay. Let's do this one, which is the next size up. I can't ever grab something like that. I need to get a dotting tool and help me flick it over the edge. I'm just trying to be careful too, This one was on the heat mat, so this one is cured, fully cured. It's just the stuff that was in the pressure pot needs to sit out. Good enough to come out of their molds, but they're definitely not fully cured. Look at that. I don't see any bubbles. Yes, that goes there. Then we got this one. Get my finger up underneath there. Oh, I didn't look underneath. Did I have bubbles? No. That one didn't need it. Hopefully I don't have any with all that poking around I did with that dental tool. Come on. No bubbles. Perfect. The numbers look great. I want this to be fully cooled down before I start painting those numbers with marker. Otherwise, it doesn't work that well. Tried. Let's just loosen this up. Piece of resin right there. And this is the tree topper with the little star. Just going to peel it back and hopefully the star does not... This is a pretty flexible mold, actually. There we go. I don't see any bubbles anywhere, you guys. That is awesome. I just need to trim the bottoms. And then here it is. So what you would do is you turn your month. These are your days, and these are your days, and these are your numbers for the day. So the 2 and the 5 need to be gold, as well as December. But I cannot do the day of the week in gold because it lands on a different day every year. So that'll be cool. I will finish that up. Now for the little unicorn. He seems to be cooled down somehow. Well, actually, it's cooled down because it wasn't on the heat mat. But it was in the pressure pot, which means it's not 100% fully solid. Let's pray. There's that little bit of flashing from the slice in the mold. This is a matte mold. So it will look like frosted glass and not like shiny, you know what I mean? Come on, come out in one piece. That's from the edge, which comes off pretty good. That came out nice. That must be in the mold. It happens on every one of them under the chin. But the hair came out perfectly. Let's see that. Normally, I get bubbles all over the hair by not putting it in the vacuum chamber. Remember, I was like, I'm going to put it in the vacuum chamber. Make sure that doesn't happen. Well, the way I did it by turning all that resin everywhere, it even looks like different colors of hair, even though it's not. That looks pretty cool. So she wants this blinged up with some silver. That's going to be really pretty. Silver, some silicone stuck in here, which I will get out once I'm done. It's so weird that that happens. It looks good. I'm happy with it. I'm not happy that my mold does this to the face though, but I don't have any way around that because it's in the mold. And that's very frustrating. Yep, it's right there. It's going to do it to every single one, so I have no control over that. I'm very sorry. All right. Let me, nothing's getting done to these. I'm just going to trim the backs. The only thing I need to finish is this and this. I will pour these after the fact, after I take pictures for you guys. And that's it. So give me 2 minutes and I'll show you the end.
sparkles all over the floor, laughing as she prays for more grace. With a crystal edge tray shining bright, keep one catching every light, every pour, every swipe of her hand. She says, Jesus, you're the reason I can. Glitz and glitter for Jesus, every color, every shine. Thank you, Lord, for my viewer family, watching this little life of mine. From the trees to the trees to the roses, I'm lifting up your name on high. Glitz and glitter for Jesus, all the glory to the Lord Most High. Sapphire blue unicorn in place, silver hair, diamonds in the main, time sparkle like a chorus of stars. She says, you made everyone my God. Green perpetual tree on the side, silver gold lumber standing in line, key rose jars just keeping it home. Says, this one's just for me and you alone. Glitz and glitter for Jesus, every color, every shine. Thank you, Lord, for my viewer family, watching this little life of mine. From the trees to the trees to the roses, I'm lifting up your name on high. Glitz and glitter for Jesus, all the glory to the Lord Most High. Every hue is a blessing, every heart on the other screen. She says, thank you, Jesus, for the love they send. You're the one who gave this dream, serving you in the small things, in the resin and the rhyme. She just sings your holy name over every single line. Hey! Glitz and glitter for Jesus.
That is it. That's all I'm doing today other than topping these. So I will get my pictures for you untopped. I will top them before they go out the door. Here is the perpetual calendar with December 25th. And then, well, there's only one 5 on here, but there's several 2s. So if she wanted to use another 2 for another month, then she could use the silver 2s. So that came out really nice. There was not one bubble in any of those letters. It was very, very nice. Barely needed any trimming. This one didn't need any trimming on the bottom at all. It was poured absolutely perfectly, which is amazing. This one I needed a little trim. Didn't do anything to the snowman, obviously, just to this little dude. And I got to put one more white dot in her eye as the eye dries. I put a white dot there, but she wanted silver and blue, so I just blinged her hair up with a whole bunch of rhinestones. I didn't have to cover bubbles today, so that was nice. Did the tail, painted the feet and the eyes. Just need to get that white dot in the eye, highlighted the ears and the horn. Other than that, that is it. I don't know, I have to say, this is stunning. This jar is gorgeous. I think it's my favorite jar that I've seen from Into Resin, to be honest with you, at the moment. So I am so happy I poured that today, and it looks so beautiful and clear. I should really do clear more often. Maybe I'll do, when I make the mold, I'll paint the rose, do everything clear. I don't know. All right, that's it for today. I'm sure I got a pack day for you tomorrow, so make sure you come back. I will see you then, guys. Stick around for the pictures. Bye, everybody. Have a blessed day.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes, a radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings, a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew, in every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shine